Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. It's so wonderful to see you. We want to thank everybody for their participation this last Saturday morning. That would have been August 2nd, in our first ever live session. It was amazing.
Yes, we catered that one to sellers, and it was about 6 things you need to know if you want to sell your home in 2025. And what came out of it, I think, was most special at the end. It was the feedback and the questions we got from people. And what we found was a lot of the same things going over and over again, which is, we didn't know that. We didn't know this. We didn't know that. So what we're going to do today is just share with you 2 recurring trends that we're seeing, questions that people said they were not aware of for selling a home in 2025.
Yeah, it was kind of remarkable. We did field a couple questions during the live session, but we also received that feedback and some of those like, wow, we didn't realize that was so important items. And we thought we'd share a couple of those with you. Probably the premier one that we heard was pricing, which was, we didn't really realize that you couldn't put my property on the market for a higher price, and then that way it gives us plenty of pad to negotiate down. We hear that very, very often. And in conversations that we're having with buyer agents, with selling agents, amongst ourselves, we're starting to recognize that that theory just doesn't work very well, because we're starting to see a lot of properties, or the prices, the original list price is being reduced until they get offers. And then a lot of properties are being taken off the market these days as well. And our concern is that that concept of adding that pad to that, real number is turning away buyers. Buyers are not as willing to make offers because some of the previous experiences they've had with multiple offers, losing properties. They want to see you price that property right there where it needs to be. And as we've always said, if you do that, there's a good chance still in today's market that the price may actually end up being above your list price.
Yes, for sure. And I think we quoted the number that at the end of June, almost 10-11% of home sales came off the market. And a lot of that had to do with just not having the expectation that this price may be too high, or willing to test the market with a higher price and not liking what came back. So I think that was a really important point. The other one we found, or what people came back to us, was that this is not necessarily the market where you're going to have it all, whether you're a seller or whether you're a buyer. So
true.
That is the positive in all of this.
Or if you're a real estate agent, right?
No matter what, there's a little bit of give and a little bit of take. This is not a buyer's market that you can go in, slash people's homes by half and say, okay, I won the lotto. And in the same breath, you cannot be the seller who thinks that whatever your neighbor sold for during the pandemic is what I want for my home either.
True.
Either way, there's winning opportunities for both sides. What we're seeing when you really crunch the numbers is that homeowners are coming out ahead with the amount of equity they're having and what they paid for their house and the appreciation over the years. And they're coming out ahead. And the same thing with buyers. They're seeing that they don't have a 3% interest rate, but you know what? They're not renting anymore, and their quality of life has improved for them and for their family. So I think seeing it from that perspective is definitely a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, and the participants that we had there on Saturday, predominantly from the Northern Virginia market. And I think we're all taking advantage of the opportunity of where we live too. We're shooting today from downtown Leesburg, but Fairfax County, Prince William County, certainly out west, Clark County, Frederick County, certainly all the areas that make up this Northern Virginia area, I think are blessed because of our location. And certainly that goes a long way when you have a property to sell, but also goes a long way when you're a buyer looking for a property, whether you currently live in Northern Virginia and just want to continue to locate in Northern Virginia to your new house, or you're coming into the area. So I think location certainly has, a lot of benefits for us. Well, again, Saturday's session was really geared up for sellers, but we want to let you know, drum roll please, that we're also going to hold another live session in the very near future for home buyers, because a lot of the sellers that we spoke to on Saturday are turning into buyers as they
Yes.
look for other properties. So we thought a good follow-up, part due, as they say, for the Saturday session would be to do a buyer live session as well. So we'll get that information out to you shortly.
Yes, and please, if you're interested in either selling your home or buying your home in this area, please reach out to us. Ray and I love this entire Northern Virginia area. We've gone from Loudoun County into Clark County, Warren County.
Just
We
about
enjoy the
everywhere.
countryside, but yes, please reach out if you need help. We're going to have all our contact information below.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week and enjoy the remainder of your summer. Bye.
Bye.